So, since we have this chart set up here for the implied equity value, we have here some of the plots implied equity value for Amazon business segment and the total implied equity value. What we can do next here is we can, since it's in billions, just as we did with the implied enterprise value, we can hit F2 and divide that by underscore around billions. You can copy that and paste here for the other business segment. So if we scroll down, you can see that it's reflecting here in the chart. So for the implied equity value for Amazon, the total here is approximately $1.5 trillion. And for the other business segments, we can see that implied equity value distributed across the business segment here. So in this way, we can look at this to see what the equity investors as a whole are getting from each business segment which they invested in. So as you can see, if they invested in Amazon, there you can see which business segment is giving or producing the highest equity value. And we can see that really distributed across all of the business segments there. So the next thing we want to do here is, we've done everything up to this point. What next we want to do is Amazon to add that label. And then we can highlight all of these, Alt Edge FC, just to make that font gray. So we have everything set up. So we can now visualize the sum of the parts implied enterprise value in billions of dollars, and we can visualize the sum of the parts implied equity value in billions of dollars. Let us just change the font of the totals so that it's very obvious to see them. And let's make that blue, and we can also do the same thing for, so we can see the labels there clearly. These data labels. So we have that in place there. So this is what we can do most here. So as we said before, for this implied enterprise value, for the sum of the part analysis, we just took the revenue from Amazon's financial statement, so the revenue generated by each business segment, and we took that revenue as a function of the trading multiples which we determined in our comparable company analysis tab, and then from there we were able to get the implied enterprise value based on the revenue and the current trading multiples for each business segment. So we can use the revenue for any year, but in this case we choose the year 2021 to determine whatever the implied enterprise value of Amazon was based on the revenue generated by each business segment and the current trading multiples based on our comes analysis. So now we have been able to model all of these, and as you can see, we have nicely compared waterfall charts for the implied enterprise value, sum of the part analysis, and the implied equity value, sum of the part analysis. So what next we want to do is we can go to the DCF model. As you can see, we have been able to set up two powerful valuation measures of Amazon. It's discounted cash flow analysis and it's sum of the parts analysis. And now we are ready to move on to the precedent transactions analysis here, where we will be determining the value of Amazon based on past M&A activity, that is past mergers and acquisitions activity. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So as you can see, we've done a whole lot, and these are just primary valuation metrics. From there, we will move on to secondary valuation measures such as equity research, target prices, and the current market prices for Amazon, 52 weeks current market prices. And we'll be able to determine there the secondary valuation of Amazon based on its equity research target prices and its current market prices. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So before we do that, we can just go to the DCF tab here, just on this chart, which we set up a while ago for the net present value of terminal value, future cash flows, and the enterprise value as a whole.